yonder. Hello. Hey there. Welcome everybody to Astronomy Daily Live and the Cattail Show. So hope everybody's doing well out there. Yeah, come on in. Come on in. Everybody gather around. See what's going on here. So yeah, yesterday I got home from the day job, and all of a sudden there were just uh, songs in my head, and when that happens, I usually have to be, like, okay, let's do some music. Sometimes things overlap a little bit, and I've gotta weigh the options, and yeah, decided to cancel yesterday's live stream in lieu of making some sounds, and that first, thanks everybody, for being really, really understanding in terms of all that. It's uh, uh, I've got many madnesses in my head. I'm a mad scientist. I'm a crazy musician. I've got all uh, these things, and it was nice to it was it was nice to be able to play for a little while. Just you know uh, uh, remove, sort of, the curtain, and just sort of blast things out, see what happens. You never know. You never ever know about those kinds of things. So yeah, just it wasn't. I really didn't have any productive sounds or anything like that. It was just a nice. It was a nice little jam. Worked on, a few rhythms, a few sounds, but that's about it. Nothing extraordinary at all. Not really. Not really. Just sort of, the usual thing. So yeah. It's just sometimes, those sounds, they go off in your head, and it's like, man, I got to do something about that. So yeah, it it was nice. It was nice. So cheers. Hope everybody's doing well out there in the universe and the world. Um, so yeah, hey there, Carolina Sky Astronomy, Jim. Nice to see you in the chat. You were in there a little bit earlier too, I noticed. So very, very awesome, Chuck. Great to have you here again. Very, very awesome. And just popping into the panel is Bobby. Hey, Bobby, you're back.
Hey, yep, I am back.
All right, cool.
Yeah, I gotta get me some water, so be right back.
All right, very good, very good. Yes, everybody grab your favorite consumable of choice, whatever it might be. Everybody has a preference, and everybody is welcome to bring in whatever they want. No problem here. There are no restrictions as far as that goes here. Bring in your favorite consumable, whatever it might be. So cheers. Wow, I'm already down to half. Ooh, yeah, that might turn into a crisis. I don't know. Might turn into a crisis. You never know.
All right, now that's a lot better.
All right, lots better. Very, very good. Yeah, yeah. So it was it was fun just to mess around on the board a little bit yesterday. As I said, nothing really productive. I I usually record all of these sessions just in case there are some little jewels. Maybe there were a couple jewels in there, but nothing nothing really grabbed me. But it was nice. I played through a few old songs that I haven't played in a little while, and you know, just basically jammed on some sounds and some effects, and yeah, just had a nice creative few hours there. So that was very nice. Thanks again for putting up with crazy astronomer, crazy musician. That's just what you're gonna have to deal with.
You could throw us a live performance.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that, and I would want to provide the best audio experience I possibly could. So I definitely don't want to do it through this microphone. So yeah, I'd have to figure out how to tie in the audio and everything into the stream. So that is something that I am definitely interested in doing. That's another sort of niche slash space
Hey,
where
it's the lovely and talented Otto Linton.
All right, Atta. Hey, nice to see you.
Hey, what's up, Atta? How's your performances?
Hope everything's going well. Hey there, Andy. Nice to see you too.
Yes, welcome,
Jim, no,
Andy.
yeah, no, I do not use Pro Tools to record. I use Audacity, and that does me really well. I can do a pretty good mix there. It's definitely not she's a star. It's definitely not audio production software, of course, like
Atta, you're just a star shining bright like a diamond.
Absolutely. Yeah, I've never actually used Pro Tools. I know of it, and at some point I should probably get into that a little bit more. But unfortunately, maybe it's an unfortunate thing. I'm not exactly sure, but music is sort of in my background. It's still sort of bubbling away there, and from time to time, definitely get the urge to play and to jam and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, if I were to get into Pro Tools, then I would want to bring all the music stuff a little bit more up front. So at the moment, Audacity allows me to record. It allows me to mix. I can do some basic editing. Get rid of any background noise. I can do fades. There's actually quite a few effects with that software that I never use, but I mean it's there. So yeah. So that was fun. Glad to have gotten that fix, and now we can move on to astronomical things. And
Now, I was watching the like the day before yesterday's live stream, and and noticing something about Linux.
What did I say?
No, about the meteor shower. I heard there's a meteor shower this month.
Oh, yes. The I think it's the Lyrids, right? Are coming up like around the 22nd or 23rd or so. Something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
I heard it's going to peak at 0 hours UTC. That's going to be a good time to catch some FM.
Yeah, you know, it's like I said, it's always best or most advantageous to observe meteors after your local time midnight. So you know, for me, right, that would be 7 hour. Well, I have to add 7 hours to get to UTC. So you know, my local time midnight here is actually 7 hours UTC real time. So you know, that those peaks, you know, the meteor shower peaks occur at a specific time, and that's a predicted thing. It's you know, the that whole arena of meteor
so
showers.
In other words, I gotta wait until 5 hours UTC before I can reach the peak.
Well, no, the peak takes place at a specific time. So if that peak is at 0 hours UTC, then that's what it is. But don't worry too much about that, you know, because as I was saying, you know, that arena of being able to predict, you know, the peaks of meteor showers and all that is very, as far as I know, it's not very accurate. So okay, cool. I will definitely do that, Jim. I'm going to open up that link and pause it so I don't play it while this is going. There we go. Very cool.
You got some cool
yeah.
jams there, Jim.
Yeah, very, very cool. So yeah, that science of predicting when, you know, the peaks of meteor showers is actually going to occur, I don't think is very accurate yet. So you know, when it says, you know, that the predicted peak is that,
probably be better if you wait closer around the time and then check again, right?
I would say go out anytime after midnight and look up. That's it. It's as easy as that. So yeah, don't worry too much about, you know, the peak time. Just you know, if you can, get out there after midnight and just look up. So, you know, the Lyrids are not a very active meteor shower. I think they are predicting, you know, like 20 an hour. So, you know, that's what, one every 3 minutes. So
I'm guessing the chances of getting a scatter might be a little bit slim.
Getting a what?
Of getting a meteor scatter might be slim.
An actual shower?
No,
yes.
I said like a scatter.
A scatter. I don't know what that means.
No, meteor scatter. You know, like in radio, you'll be. You forgot what a scatter is?
Okay. Yeah, that's when the meteor a signal is bouncing off another signal.
That's about it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, you will definitely hear those. You just need to be able to, to tune into a into a station and then listen. So yeah, you will definitely be able to hear them. And again, it's better after your local midnight time, but listen or watch anytime, and you will see them. What you'll notice when you're watching is that they all appear to come from about the same place. Now, they're not going to go, sometimes the meteor will be over here, sometimes it'll be over here, sometimes it'll be over here, but they'll all be moving away from a point. So if you sort of, watch those paths and sort of, project them back, you'll see that all the paths cross at one specific point. And in this case, it's in the constellation of Lyra, which is why it's called, the Lyrids. And that point is called the radiant. And those of you
so at the constellation of Lyrids or Lyria, that's where the radiant's at, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure where it is, but I think it's somewhere in the constellation of Lyra.
Do you think Wikipedia would tell you?
Yeah, I'm absolutely certain of it.
I guess let's take a look at that, shall we?
I suppose we can. I suppose. Let's see. We can actually go to. Let's see. I wonder if the International Meteor Association would be even a better place. International Meteor Association, organization, I think it's organization, IMO. International Meteor Organization. That's it. Okay, so let's go over here and I will share the screen. Let's see. Am I ready to do that? I am ready to do that. So hide that and we'll come over here to the International Meteor Organization.
It's kind of a bit crazy. If you have SFCE or LXDE, it would be easier for you.
I don't know what those are.
Well, if you know Linux, then you probably should know about how SFCE or LXDE works.
Okay. Yeah, those are things I'm not familiar with. So you'll have to inform me. Let's see. Where is our meteor shower calendar? Let's just do meteor shower calendar, I guess. And let's see. There's the Lyrids. So
the
Radiant right there. So 1804 right ascension and a plus 34 deck. So that's not incredibly specific, but that at least gets you in the right area. And so yeah, I think that's probably Lyra. Oh, let's see if we can we do this? No, that's just a definition. Zenith hourly rate. Surprised that there aren't pictures. We need pictures. Meteor shower calendar. Databases. Observations. Meteor cameras. Photos and video. Yeah, it's a little strange. So yeah, let's just do the
Now in Stellarium, can you do writing session and declamation?
uh-huh. Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering if you get the Stellarium loaded, you might show me how.
Well, I wish I could, but with the potato I have, running that and running the live stream brings this very, very sad system to a screeching halt. So unfortunately, that is not going to happen. Let's see. Well, it says all you need to know. So wow, that's saying a lot. So that's okay. So
now why is it saying April 19th when we're only just on the 6th?
Because that's when the thing peaks.
No, I was looking at the article date.
Yeah.
The one,
well, I'm not.
What's seen in red?
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure, except that is supposed to be when it peaks. So yeah, or well, it says April 23rd. I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't write these things. So here's a long exposure apparently showing Lyrids and a bunch of other non-Lyrids. And this is, I don't know. This is a little, I'm not finding this incredibly useful. I don't know. In this image, I don't know where Lyra is, and it actually looks like these little dots here. These might be stars. So they've taken a whole bunch of short exposures, and let's see if we can. Yeah. It looks like, and I'm just interpreting this, but it looks like they took a series of short exposures. So the position of the radiant is always changing because the sky is moving, right? The Earth is rotating, and so the sky appears to be moving. And so this, I don't know. I'm not too keen on this kind of shot because it's very confusing. It'd be nice if we had a shot showing the actual radiant, which is a little bit harder to do, but it can be done. So here's sort of an example of just one. So this meteor probably went from here to here, right? You can see it, this whole thing, but you see how it points here. Here is actually the constellation of Lyra. So here's Vega, and then here is sort of a parallelogram here of these 4 stars. So here's Lyra, and as you can see, it points almost directly to Lyra. Again, it's kind of a crummy shot because they've got these clouds in there and everything. So, man, I don't mean to be critical or anything, but it's like, come on, let's get a real picture here. See, they got to make a cartoon, to actually show where the radiant is in the sky. So let's see here. Yeah, so there's Lyra again. Here's Vega. Here's the parallelogram. I guess this is the radiant. So you can sort of see up here that this guy is sort of pointing over to this area. which pretty much matches where that is, more or less. As I said, my understanding with meteor showers is that they're moderately understood, but not.
You know
But not.
something? Chuck Naglam took a meteor shower pic of the German ice shower with a 30-second exposure back in 2017.
Oh, cool! Nice.
I'm just looking at it right now. That's a good catch.
Cool. Oh, did he post a?
Yeah, he posted a link in the chat. Yeah, check it out too.
How are these? How?
Oh, Monterey's got to approve them.
Oh, okay, man. I was wondering about that. It's like how are those getting through there? I don't know. All right, but it's because I've got such a great moderator here. I don't even know what's happening.
Yeah.
That's great.
And what's also good about it, I'm usually the active one.
So nice. These are the Geminids? Yeah. Okay. So this, yeah. See, now Chuck, you did this right. See, all these things, see how they all seem to sort of, at least most of them, seem to all sort of, if you sort of draw a line back to all of these, they all sort
look
of.
Who's here? It's Ron from Earth Radio. All right.
Hey, all right, very good.
Hello.
Hey there, Mr. Ert. What's going on?
Finally made it. Mark was just on. He just got done. So.
Oh, very cool. Oh, so he was on just for a short time, huh?
Yeah, short show tonight.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So it was good to be able to see him I haven't seen him for a couple days, I guess.
Yeah.
Of course, I've been doing my own thing.
Is Bill Skywatcher still on, Ron?
Yeah, he's still doing shows, but I haven't seen him do any live stream for a little while.
Okay.
So he's been busy with his house renovation and the deck that he's building, and then of course he's got the Pine Bush event happening, and so he's pretty busy with that.
Cool.
So
nice.
Yeah. Then of course he has to run his other job, that he does. So
right.
that takes a lot of time.
Yeah. So. Nice.
I was gonna ask you on I didn't quite get an answer yet, but they didn't really maybe see my question in the other chat. What is a reasonable price range for, say, a CMOS camera, like for my scope? If I wanted to get a CMOS camera, and I saw one for the regular price was like for one, it might have been like for $249, I think, but they got it on sale at Opta Telescopes. They got it on sale like for $139 or something.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty good savings on that. And I don't know if that would be a good one or what it, what would be the suggestion for a starting point. I have the giant DSLR, but I don't know if I want to really use that for what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. I think
so. Jim wants you to get a ZWO. They're usually the bomb.
Yeah, I was going to say almost exactly the same thing. I don't know brands all that much, but yeah, you're definitely looking in the right direction in terms of CMOS, and get one of those ZWOs as they're called, and I think those are color.
I saw that one, yeah.
And so what I would say is maximize the array size. So the more pixels you can get, the better. And so let that sort of set your price limit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they have what I like about opt telescopes is they have a payment plan, of course, where you can put it on payment plan, where you can, take a few months to pay it off. You don't have to come up with all the money at once. So that's kind of nice.
Yeah,
that's how I bought my telescope. Although I put a big amount down when I bought that,
right.
but I actually I had a few payments to make on that, but it's all paid off now. But now I'm looking at wanting to, when the sky gets clear with the warmer weather, I would certainly want to take some decent pictures with the scope that I have. Like they have one here, a ZWO, which you mentioned here, and it's 183 color CMOS. Now, the more colored or the higher that number is, better.
I don't know about color. I'm talking in terms of like pixels, right? Your X size and your Y size.
Okay, let's see if it has the information here. 20.2 megapixels.
Okay,
That's actually pretty good, isn't it?
that's a pretty decent size.
Okay.
Yeah. That I think will do you really, really well. And yeah, not quite sure what the number of colors exactly means.
Let me get a copy of this and I'll paste a link inside the chat.
Okay.
I'll go to the YouTube site and paste it in the chat for you.
Sure.
And then, oh wait, can I? Oh, I'm not a moderator. I can't do that.
I can okay you. Just go ahead and post the link.
We got it. Do it. Yeah, do it.
Okay, there you go. And that's
okay.
the actual,
just let you go. Just let you go.
All right, that is the actual page for the particular camera that I'm talking about. So that particular one is a little more expensive than what I was looking at, but it would probably do better as far as quality.
Yeah.
I would think.
Okay. Yeah. So I when you first said 183 color, I was like, what does that mean? But now I can see that this camera is actually called a ZWO ASI 183.
Yeah.
So it's a color camera, which is great. And here, let's. I need to share my screen.
Not bad for almost $500.
And payment plan, like what, $15 or whatever it is a month.
Oh yeah, I see that.
So that's not too bad,
Yeah. So there we go.
That way you don't have to have and they send it to you. You don't have to pay it mostly off. Like some places that payment plans, you don't get it until you get it almost paid off.
Right.
When you're talking about technology stuff,
Right.
So these people here, though, they actually send you the product when you get approved for the credit, which I did with the scope.
Okay.
You get approved for the credit for that product, and then you go ahead and get it right away. And you just make a.
And so Alta Winter has a ZWO ASI 385 covers CMOS. That's pretty good. In June last year, she paid only $399 United States dollars for it, but it's probably cheaper now.
Oh yeah, a little bit cheaper. Yeah,
it probably is. Yep.
Yeah. Then the other thing I was thinking about getting was the do controller. You got the do strap controller, you got the do strap, and then you got the do controller thing you can get. And both of them together are like about $200 for both of them.
Yeah, I think for
for a good one.
Your kind of environment, Ron, I think that's probably a good idea.
Yeah. And then, that way I can enjoy a clear corrector lens on the front, and I don't have to worry about it, fogging up. Yeah. The eyepiece, I'm not too worried about the eyepiece yet. Of course, if I have the camera and the eyepiece, then that won't be a problem. So, what I might want to do is try to get some kind of a split split eyepiece, you know, where I can have the camera connected and be able to look at the scope at the same time, or have some kind of, well, it'll be connected to the computer somehow. I'm not sure how that will work. I guess it'll be connected to the computer through the telescope connection, maybe. I'll have to figure out that.
Yeah, I think, these things just connect right through your USB,
Yeah.
right into the computer, and then you'll have a piece of software in the computer
Oh yeah.
that is talking to the camera, grabbing all the images, all the video, all of that. So
I'll eventually have my Monday. I'm going to send my laptop off to get it repaired. It's covered under warranty.
right.
I had that. I told you about that. I had the update, the Windows 10 update for the laptop, and then another laptop just fried from the Windows 10 update.
Wow.
And I don't understand why. I looked up online about Windows 10 crash and the laptops, and apparently it is a real situation that's going on. But
wow.
they're not really admitting to the situation.
Yeah.
So,
as I was saying, I always say this: when in doubt, it'd be better to go to Linux, but you need your Mixer software.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so what I want to do is I get that laptop back, and then that will be my basically in the field type of thing. That'd be my field computer for like how you got it set up in the yard when you go outside and you do your observation stuff, and you got everything set up out there. Well, I'm going to be using a laptop, not a desktop.
It's a little bit easier that way.
Yeah, and the laptop and the desktop, they each have the same amount of hard drive space, basically the same memory and everything like that. So I'm good on that.
Yeah,
and
nice.
And the i5 processor for both of them, so they can both do the same computing, as far as the power on the processing end of it. So that's why I'm looking at that, and so I get that, send it in Monday, then they'll probably get it Thursday or so to Tennessee, and then it goes right to Lenovo repair shop, and then they said 9 days return time. So hopefully within 14 days I'll have it back,
Okay.
So by towards the end of the month. Yeah.
Now, if you ever was off to get yourself a Macintosh, like a MacBook or something, would that be able to run Mixer software, or you need Windows?
I personally don't like Macintosh. Nothing against anything, just my personal thinking. I've been a Windows person from day one. So since
last time I ever touched a Macintosh computer was pretty much truthfully in 2011. I just barely touched a Mac computer about, I would say like a couple years ago, and they changed a lot of stuff on it.
Yeah. And I've tried Linux or Ubuntu, I guess.
Yeah.
I've tried that, and it's like, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, Ubuntu, when you first just getting started with Linux, it is going to be it might be easy for you, but getting the package, getting the stuff you need, and getting the compiling and the installing and stuff like that, you do need to learn about how to make your programs work. That's another thing.
And then the thing that I don't mind coding. I don't mind working with the like what Cosmic here talked about. He has to do a lot of coding, a lot of programming, things like that.
Oh yeah.
I can see why people like that kind of thing, and I can see why they might get into that. If that's what their brain needs to be active. Sometimes it is a personal thing where people have to do that sort of thing, keep their mind active. And that's okay, and I'm okay with people that can do that. Actually, very impressed with people that can do that and make sense of it all. As far as myself, I don't make sense of it, and it's really challenging when you got to figure out those problems. And so I like the easy way, where you just push a button, or you can, just download a program and then install it, and bam, it goes. It just goes all by itself. You try to do that with Ubuntu, and you're trying to find out how to put in the information manually to make it work.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
for me, that's a lot of a headache for me. I just can't focus on that very well in that manner. So. I'm doing pretty good though with what I got with the Windows programs, And,
nice. Yeah.
And
so Otto, you pretty much probably remember like the Altair systems with the basic software, huh?
Yeah, I do remember.
For her to use Microsoft systems for 50 years on the spot. But the first time she used an Apple product, she loved it.
Oh, yeah.
Today, her iMac is her workhorse, but she keep up with that Microsoft stuff.
Yeah. See now I see a lot of people that have like they're involved with art, or they're involved with photography and things like that. They do have a lot of Linux or Unix or Macintosh products, things like that. Because they have a lot more art involved, software and programming. Now, the only problem with that is that now you can't do the text-based stuff or the office type of work that you need to do, where Windows kind of gives you both. Of course, you might have to get a program for the art stuff, like Photoshop or some kind of thing like that to make the art stuff work, But you still got the option in both worlds in Windows, as far as what I could see. You can do office work and you can do artwork all in the same machine. You don't have to have 3 or 4 different machines, where with the Apple product, you can only do one. Kind of like it's kind of like comparing AMD processor with the Intel processor. Okay, AMD processor is focused on one set of rules, and it works really quick, but it can only do one thing at a time. Intel processors can do many things at once, all at the same speed. All right. Now, if you look at that, if you look at the old Intel processor, the old 455, you had the what was that? The hyper-threading technology, if you remember that.
Yeah.
Now, hyper-threading technology was the first time when they first came up with the idea of the dual-core processor type of thing, okay? Even though you had one processor, they still made it look like 2, And then, of course, it went on to 3 and 4 at that time,
Right.
2 and then quad, I guess. 2 to quad, yeah. And so anyway, it doubles, I think, is what happens. But anyway, so then you have the quad core now. Now, of course, you got 8 core and so forth. I got the cat there. Is that a complete black cat?
Oh, except for one little white spot, right? Right there. There he is. He's not happy about that.
Oh yeah. He don't like showing off, huh?
No, heck no.
He likes to show off, but he don't like to be showing off.
That's right. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Well, when it comes to astronomy, computers are essential these days, and they're the astronomers these days, they actually use computers to compute as well. They don't, they can use them for, audio, video, all of that. But for the most part, computers are actually used to compute things, and they are essential these days. And what astronomers learn to do, hello, is work on any platform,
Oh yeah.
because any, you know, really, you just um, you just have to know how to program, and you can write code for any system at all. You just have to know the language, and if there's some kind of compiler or something, um, and that's it. So yeah, I mean, I've written um, code for, Windows, Linux, um, VMS. Um, let's see. I'm trying to think of other ones.
What's VMS, by the way?
VMS is a it's VMS is more of like a hardware situation. Um, yeah, wow, it's been a long time since I've thought about VMS, but it's it's just like any of the others. There are certain formats and certain rules that you have to follow in order to make all this stuff work. But yeah, no problem. It's when it comes to programming, the languages are basically exactly the same. The difficulty oftentimes is setting up the interface, setting
Is
up
that the
the user interface.
virtual machine system? I was asking.
No, VMS is old. I think I've got that. I think I've got that term right. Let me see if
VMS.
I can.
It does sound familiar.
Yeah, let me see if I can. Because that has been a while since I've.
Was that
Computer.
before? Wait, no.
And I
Hold on.
want to know what type of Linux distributions you tried. I'm more like a Debian, Ubuntu kind of person.
I had Ubuntu up to 16, and I just didn't like it. It's just a personal issue with me. I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
I mean, for people that can use it and know how to how to code and things like that, great, go for it.
Yeah, it really depends on your situation.
It'd be kind of like if you have a choice between a turnkey automobile or a crank start automobile, which one would you go for?
Well, or do you want a custom made automobile, or you just want one out of the factory? Right?
Yeah. Now that's actually why I explained why I went with Celestron originally. Why I picked Celestron over Meade. I explained that story before with the fact that Celestron telescopes are, at least they used to be, primarily made to order, meaning that they wouldn't have it in a factory line. Like Meade will make 100 of them at once and then ship them out, and you get what you got. The best.
Right.
I'm not saying that Meade isn't any good. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that if you order Celestron, they'll make your telescope when you order it. They're not going to make it from a line of an assembly line and then send it out, and then you get one of 12.
Mm-hmm.
You get your scope when you order it. That's what I heard.
Ron, I was wondering if you could do me a favor. If you can post the link for our lovely Atalanta of where you gotta go for your radio station that you're doing.
Oh, I can do that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. Please do. Please do. So yeah, I was thinking about it. It's not VMS. It's I'm not remembering it now. So
is it like Alpha Computers?
What's that?
Before DOS?
Is it Alpha Computers?
No. Yeah, no, this is actually, I think the protocol is still used today, but yeah, shoot, I'm not remembering what it's called. I thought it was VMS, but no, it's got to be something else. So yeah.
DOS, but what was before DOS? So, or what was at the same time?
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what the history there is, because there were so many of them. And there actually still is. But, I think a lot of them are not known or are basically dead at this point. So, yeah, there've just been a couple of winners over the years, and stuck to that. But yeah, without computers, we wouldn't be doing astronomy. Not a chance. Not a chance at all.
And with the photography ability with the cameras nowadays, compared to, I remember the old days. I remember back in the day, as they used to say.
Yeah.
Back in the day, and I can say that, and I'm old enough. Back in the day, I remember what got me into astronomy in the first place was a friend of mine in between 8th and 9th grade. We went and stayed at his house and was up all night looking at stars, and he showed me galaxies and with big 10-inch Newtonian reflector.
Oh, nice, yeah.
At that time, it was a huge scope compared to what we have today.
That's a pretty good scope.
Yeah,
it's a pretty big scope anyway. So yeah,
Paramount, and it was tracking. I had the clock drive and everything like that. So you can, but back in the day, you had the photo camera.
Yep.
Where you had to sit there and literally take a picture of something just to have it turn out. It would take you 45 minutes to an hour just to get a decent picture.
Well, and then you either have to ship it off
exactly,
to a developer, or you have to do it yourself.
Yeah, or you have your own darkroom. Exactly.
Yeah,
I think he had his own darkroom.
Yeah,
so he knew how to do all that stuff, and he had the place to do it, and
very nice,
properly. And it was super nice. And I made the mistake though. You don't put a small eyepiece into a big eyepiece holder.
No, that could be hazardous.
It cost me like $400 at the time.
Ooh, ouch.
And at that time, I didn't have $400. So
yeah.
I had to figure out how to get it and pay for it. But it was I had a 0.96 eyepiece, and I tried to put in a 2-inch eyepiece. It didn't work.
Doesn't work.
Slid down the tube and cracked, and
Ooh, ouch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
None of us were happy then. But, he forgave me, and I paid for it, and we took care of it, and everything was fine, and all was good. But I still loved astronomy. I still stayed with it for most of the time, except for a few years where I didn't have a scope or I didn't have time to be involved with it and things like that. But then people like you and like Mark D'Antonio and Bill New York Skywatcher, and of course Paul and Keith, P&K Space Imaging. They all got me involved with.
They got you fired up again, huh?
Yeah. And then actually I went out and got my big scope.
Sweet.
So I can be compatible with everybody else that has equipment.
Sure.
Like that.
Sure. Yeah. Actually. Photographic emulsions, in terms of resolution, in terms of pixel size, are actually superior, far, far, far superior to CCDs and CMOS. Because the effective pixel size is, I think, one grain size is about 1 micron or smaller. So it's very, very, very small. So in terms of details that you can see, the actual photographic thing is still superior to all others. But you win when it comes to sensitivity. with the photographic
But now for the
plates and all
price,
that.
I'm looking at, you know, well, like that one is around 449 or something like that. The one I was just looking at.
Yep.
You know, you're looking at around $500 for a decent camera that you'll be using for quite a long time, I think.
You'll enjoy that for a really, really long time. That kind of camera, I'd have to look at the specifics, to know exactly if this is any good or not. But just a quick glance at it looks really, really good to me. Looks nice. I think with that kind of pixel size, your window size, I think you'll be pretty happy with that. It might actually be so large, that you might actually get vignetting on the edges too. But yeah, don't worry too much about that.
I'm trying to get started in this area, and I don't want to spend thousands of dollars on a camera.
Right.
But a few $100 I could manage and take the time to pay it off, and just kind of get my feet wet,
Mm-hmm.
and get involved with it. And who knows what I'll be able to get going on that and get it put out there,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if I'll spend hours at a time. I don't know if my weather will allow me to spend hours at a time out here. I'm just getting warm enough, but now we got clouds and rain.
Well, see, but that's one of the really, really neat things about this kind of thing is that, you can take, 20 minutes, to do an exposure today, and then 20 minutes tomorrow, and 20 minutes next month,
and add them all up. In the chat, he is saying depends on the speed. High-speed film is very grainy, like you said.
True.
The CCD gives more sensitivity or speed with less grain pixelation in the long run.
Oh, okay.
True. Yes, that's exactly true. So yeah, the faster the film, the larger the grain. But I'm thinking that even really, really large grains aren't going to be more than a couple of microns in size. So and CCD cameras these days are around like 9 microns in size. These CMOS cameras here, this one is 2.4 microns. So that's getting super, super small. And I'm not quite sure. It's also saying, and maybe I should share my screen here so I can show you what I'm looking at really, really quick. Share the screen. Yeah. Let's go back over here, and then we'll go to here. So it's saying 12 stops dynamic range. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure.
I'm not sure what that means. I'm not.
Yeah, I'm sort of interpreting that as like maybe 12 bits. So I think 12 bits is like 0 to 4096, if I remember right. I have grabbed my calculator, and I'm going to do 2 to the 12th. Yeah, so you'll get data values between 0 and 4095, and then you've got that with 3 colors. So yeah, just looking at this really, really quick, it seems like a pretty good deal. I mean, it's large format. They're talking about extremely low noise. Don't exactly know what that means. Can actually look here, specifications. Here we go. 12-bit. So here's your back focus. Camera connection, it's not cooled. Yeah, there's that 12 stops. That's a little weird.
Now, what do you mean by
Oh,
stops?
did they mean like f-stop? Like F12?
No, not when they're talking about dynamic range. The 80s, yeah, this 12 and this 12, as far as I'm concerned, are the same thing.
Okay.
So
12 stops and 12 bits.
12 bits, yeah.
Same
yeah.
thing. Okay.
So here's a quantum efficiency. So it's peak quantum efficiency, which is just how well or how sensitive is it to light. At its best, it'll be able to translate that amount. So that's not too bad.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Ron.
The pictures of, say, the moon, and say if you want to take a picture of Jupiter or Saturn, you know, you got the planets that will start coming up here pretty soon, you know?
Yep.
And then, so what would you suggest? Would that camera be good for that?
I think so. Yeah. You know, I mean, you'll have to make a very, very short exposures.
Yeah.
Even going into video mode. Wouldn't be a bad idea there.
All right.
Now, power consumption at 12 volts, I'm not sure that's even possible to make it work with the USB. If you're going to be like plugging it directly to the USB, and it gives you power and stuff, it's usually like 5 volts.
Yeah, so that's kind of an interesting observation there, Bobby. I'm not exactly sure where they're getting the 12 volts unless it has, unless it's got its own,
like its a power supply.
Separate, some kind of wall wart or something. But let's see, included items. Well, that's so. Maybe does USB go up to 12 volts, or is it still 5?
5.
USB 3?
Yeah, I think it's 5 volts.
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't think it was 12. So yeah, that's an interesting number there. That doesn't really match much of anything. So I'm not quite sure where they're getting that. Maybe this is some kind of maximum, because look, this camera is not going to pull 3 amps. No way.
Okay, so we're going to say goodbye to Alta Linta.
See you later, Alta.
And if you can email Cosmic Lettuce for the link to be on the panel, that would be great.
Yep. Just email me, cosmiclettuce@gmail.com, and we will get you on the panel.
Oh, have a party right here.
Yeah.
Now, about tomorrow, though, there will be another viewing party for the wrestling.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Does that mean that we can't expect you to be here?
Not at the present time.
I knew that's what you were doing. I told people in chat on a radio show that's where you've been, because you haven't been in the chat.
No, I haven't been on that. I haven't been on Art Radio for a good while.
I know.
I just got me a new phone, and I'm not getting notifications on my new phone.
Oh boy, you're gonna have to get the app on there. You're gonna have to get the app on there. You can go to. Is it Google or is it Apple?
Android, which is Google.
Yeah. Go to the Play Store, Google Play Store, and
I already downloaded the app, but I'm still not getting notifications.
Yeah. Then you gotta
let me see if I can fix something on that app.
Make sure you click follow on the follow button on the main page.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I got enable notifications, show live broadcast.
And I know a few people have been Cosmic said he's gotten notifications, but some
I
people
do.
some people have been saying they haven't gotten, so it's kind of a mixed bag. I don't know. That's Mixler. That's not me.
So I got the broadcast notifications turned on, but I'm still not getting anything.
Okay. You might have to maybe sign out and sign back in and make sure it's still turned on when you sign in, and refreshing it, I guess, kind of. Just a thought.
Yeah.
Try anything. Just start. I'm pushing all the buttons. Just bang on them all.
Oh no!
And eventually you'll get the right one.
Or you'll have nothing when you get done.
Yeah, no, I get.
You're gonna be going back to the phone store and saying, "Hey, this thing doesn't work."
Yeah. No, I get on the email notification of your radio show every single time. So
yeah, and I'm not the only one playing. So I got quite a few other people that play.
Cool.
And so Andy played a couple of shows tonight. He played a couple of comedy shows and things like that. And Andy, he's in the UK. So it's kind of funny. I'm looking at my stats on weekly play stats that Mixler sends me, and it's like the times of my playing time is like all over the grid. From Central U.S. time all the way over to the UK time, all the way over Canada.
Yeah.
And they're kind of all mixed up. Like, this guy sure does travel a lot. Wow.
It's really, really hard living on a spherical planet.
That's right.
It'd be so much easier if it was flat. It'd be so much easier. So heck of a lot easier. So
I think how our spiritual celestial being gave us a spiritual earth for a reason, to easily push radio signals to where they really need to go, without having to go east or west and all that other stuff. You can always go throughout the North Pole and you can still catch us.
Precisely.
And you can have lunchtime 24 hours a day.
Absolutely. Right? Yeah, that's right. That's right. But, fact of the matter is that, there is only one time, and that's right now. So, whatever that is, it's right now. So
hey, no time like the present, baby.
No time like the present, and that is a truth. That is a truth. Speaking of time, I think it's about time to get on out of here for today. So I'm noticing that we're just a little bit over the hour. So yeah, I think I'm gonna get out of here for now. So yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's always great. Conversation here is always great. I always like the tangents. Don't mind those at all. Yeah. I think it's absolutely great.
We're gonna figure out that software you're talking about. We'll get that name.
Oh yeah. You're the name of the system. Yeah.
I know DOS, but I'm sure that there was one that was right around the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I think the earliest type of system that I would ever would fiddle with is usually DOS.
Yeah.
I don't know what version of DOS.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. Very, very cool. All right, everybody. Well, I think I'm going to get out of here for now. So thanks for coming in once again. It's always great. Let's do this again. How about tomorrow? Does that sound good to you? Yeah, let's do it.
And also another thing, I also fiddle with an Apple II GS.
Oh, cool. Nice.
All right.
Nice. All right, everybody. I'm going to get out of here. Peace, cheers, and all that.
All right, bye, everyone.
In a little less than 23 hours. Come on by if you want to or can, and we'll talk more astronomy and computers and nerdy things, just all kinds of nerdy stuff. It's fantastic. All right, everybody. Yeah, very, very cool. All right, everybody. Take care.
Live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper. and we'll see you again tomorrow. All right.
Bye.
Later.